Okay, I got some more storage space on my phone, and I just remembered when I was a kid, I used to be deathly afraid of fucking monkeys, specifically just chimps and gorillas and shit. You know what I mean? I didn't know that smaller monkeys existed. You know, like spider monkeys or finger monkeys. I didn't know those were real. I thought it was just fucking like just regular chimpanzees and gorillas. You know what I mean? And I know exactly what sparked my fear of those things. It was movies and TV. I can name those specific things. So, when I was a kid, I was watching the Jay and Silent Bob movie because my mom let me. She shouldn't have let me watch that movie, but I watched it over and over again. It was one of my favorite movies. And there was that scene where they abducted the fucking orangutan out of the fucking out of the out of the animal place, and uh, Jay was talking about how like the oh shit, this must be some kind of super monkey, and fucking and talking about how it's probably gonna take over the world, and it showed all that shit, that Planet of the Apes stuff, and it showed the monkeys like cutting open Dante's head and showing his brain and like putting his mouth on it. That freaked me the fuck out. It's funny as fuck now, right? It's pretty funny, especially after watching Planet of the Apes. But back then, that shit was horrifying. And then there was the Drake and Josh movie where the fucking guy that was trying to fuck up Christmas. I don't remember the main antagonist. He wanted a chimp for Christmas, and he got his chimp for Christmas, and the chimp ended up like fucking like it was just the most chaotic movie moment of the whole movie. The chimp escapes, and it's like pissing everywhere and destroying everything and ripping shit apart and fucking everything up, and that scared me too. That fucking solidified it. And then there was Grandma's Boy at the very end of the movie where pretty I'm trying to remember. The monkey pretty much was doing kung fu in the middle of the movie, and that freaked me out a little bit. And then at the very end, right, just kind of the movie just cuts to black while the monkey and the elephant was making sounds because fucking Dante in that movie got the elephant, right? So it was just a bunch of shit all together that freaked me the fuck out. Um, and also another thing that happened in my real life too. So after all this stuff I saw on TV and so in the movies, right? So I lived in this place and we had a creepy ass like fucking rape looking basement. It looked like a torture dungeon, and it smelled fucking crazy. So around this time, I was having nightmares that gorillas and monkeys would rip me out from under my bed and would fucking jump me and mercilessly like beat me to a fucking pulp. Um, and it didn't. And some of these nightmares included that basement because that basement smelled like fucking basement. And we had a giant inflatable gorilla in there just as decoration because we had like a little man cave going on in there. Like we had a big ass TV and like a rug. Even though the entire basement looked fucking like looked horrible, it was just stone. It looked like a fucking Minecraft underground fucking mine. So it's like just all that shit, that horrible atmosphere, me being afraid of spiders and shit. There were spiders all up in there. There was dark areas in that basement with no sources of light. So yeah, that gorilla in there, I thought it was gonna fucking abduct me and beat the shit out of me or something. I was scared to go in that basement for a million reasons, and that gorilla was one of them. Um, it was so weird because the nightmares ended after the situation ended, like in my dreams. So it would just play out the exact same, just in different ways. Like, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm losing track because I pretty much am losing track. Like, there's so much to think about that I haven't digested mentally yet. Like, so it's like, I'm kind of all over the place. But no, so these nightmares, they all started off the same, and then as I kept having them, the situations kept playing like further and further. Like, first few dreams, the monkeys would take me from under my bed. I'd wake up, freak the fuck out. And then later on, right, the monkeys would take me and then jump me, beat the shit out of me. And then after those few dreams, I'd have a few more where the monkeys take me out from under the bed, beat the shit out of me. I escape. Get into then I get into a car, and then there's, just so on and so forth, all the way up until like pretty much the final dream I had was like I got abducted by the chimps. They beat the shit out of me. I ran, got into someone's car. I got out, and I went to some random old lady's house and called my parents. And then after that, right, that's when all those dreams ended. And the fucked up thing is, right? The fucked up thing is, I told one of my little sisters that. I told, like in the middle of all this, in the very middle of all of this shit, when I was having those dreams, I told one of my little sisters, and you want to know what she did? She went under my bed, and she would reach out and poke me while I was in bed. And I was too fucking scared to look under my goddamn bed. She would, like, I would just be laying there, and then fucking she would just boop, 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 and then just fucking quickly hide back in there, and I never caught her. I know it was her, because who else would it have been? It wasn't a fucking monkey. We don't have monkeys in the house. I don't know, man. Unless for some fucked up reason, right, my parents fucking rented out a private poking monkey to fucking bother me while I'm sleeping and to freak me out. I don't know. I didn't tell them about it. But they did know, because this one time, my great uncle, before he passed away, now, my great uncle Jason, my family did not get along with him because he was, you know, he was born in a different era at a different time, right? So he's a man's man, right? So when I was really small, he bought me a birthday card, and it was like one of those ones you open up and the music plays, right? Except there was a monkey in there, a real chimp, like a picture of a chimp with glasses. And I opened it up and went, ah, ah, and I fucking opened it, ah, and I remember hiding behind the TV. Like, because we had those giant fucking box TVs, you know what I mean? Like, those giant ones. Like, it was huge. So I hid behind that. And my family didn't, you know, they already didn't like him. And I probably felt so bad. Rest in peace to Uncle Jason. That shit was deadly hilarious, though. Oh. Toy Story also freaked that shit out for me. So, you know, remember the cymbal monkey? That shit was freaking me out, too, at the time. Because there was a geeked out monkey with cymbals. That shit's eyes were beamed open, and it was freaking the fuck out. It's just like every fucking where I went, it seems, fucking monkeys were just terrorizing me. I don't know if it's some kind of MK Ultra mind experiment or what, but fucking monkeys, man. Fuck them. I'm good now. I'm not scared of monkeys now. If I saw a monkey out in the middle of the street for some reason, I'd probably be like, okay, I gotta stay away from that. I don't want it to rip my fucking face off. You know, but beyond that, I don't know. One thing that also did freak me out too, just a little more of a note, because the more I think about it and the more I dig into here, the more I'm reminded of certain things, like you know those little slingshot monkeys, right? Like you pulled back and then it flew and it went, One of my cousins, I think he's my cousin, I don't know, his name is George. He flung one at me. I lost my shit. That's all I remember. He flung one at me and I ran. I was freaking out. Oh my god. I don't know. What a weird thing to be afraid of. Understandably so. But fuck. Yeah. I used to be afraid of monkeys.